Hi, welcome to the Diner. I'm your host, Ian Lauer, and with us is Tad the Diet Coach.
Thanks. Well, I'm glad to be here again.
Glad to have you here. And we are taking you through the Versus series. We're pitting one food against another, and Tad is going to tell you which one is best. In this three-way death match of sugars, we're looking at corn syrup, cane sugar, and fructose from fruit. Which is best?
Well, which one's better? Fruit, cane sugar, or high fructose corn syrup or corn syrup? Well, we all know that corn syrup has its problems. Our bodies weren't designed, really, technically, to actually consume large amounts of corn syrup. Our bodies were designed to eat and digest corn products like corn itself, like real corn on the cob or corn, but not corn syrup. It's the way it's processed, and we get so much of it in our diet. And actually is the contributing cause to so many diabetic conditions, hypoglycemia, metabolic damage, you name it. There's a host of things that, as a matter of fact, the biggest killer in the United States today is, of course, heart disease. And heart disease, the primary cause of heart disease is elevated blood sugar. Elevated blood sugar causes insulin levels to rise. Increased insulin levels cause high triglycerides to rise because your body starts to create them. It's a signaler to your body to create triglycerides, which of course is bad cholesterols, and these things harden the arteries. So the root cause of hardening arteries and heart attacks in the United States is sugar. And corn syrup is the dominant sugar source. So the loser in this battle already becomes corn syrup. However, fructose and cane sugar, this is a more interesting question because cane sugar is a natural product. It's just used in a way in too much abundance. So these are things like white sugar that you can use to make cookies with, or you use in recipes. And of course, sugar's added to a lot of products. And in general, it's not necessarily your best source of carbohydrates because in this lifestyle, because it causes such an immediate insulin reaction, and too much, as we said before, too high insulin reaction causes these other bad things to happen, rising triglycerides and so forth. So you have to be careful with how much cane sugar. While having some is not so bad, so having a lot is bad. Now, the funny thing is that all three of these tend to be losers if you don't follow moderation. So, because fructose also has its inherent problems. Our bodies really don't load fructose in the muscles very well. So when you talk about glycogen storage in the muscles, we want, as bodybuilders, as fitness professionals, as people in this industry and working this lifestyle, trying to build the best, healthiest body possible, we really need good carbohydrate sources that are going to load it. We're going to load our muscles, create even blood sugar levels, and be able to have the healthiest kind of lifestyle possible. This is very hard to do if you're consuming large amounts of fruit, because fruit, your body will convert that into fat very, very easily if you over-consume fruit. Small amounts of fruit in your day is good. Usually it's generally considered 2 to 3 servings a day, which is the general, is sort of the guidelines, is considered healthy. I kind of tend to push towards, if you have some of these other healthier carbohydrate sources like potatoes and whole wheat pasta and these kinds of things that we've talked about before, having a little bit of fruit in your day is great. And it can add value. As a matter of fact, it can help boost metabolism, and it can actually help keep blood sugar levels even, because fructose is the best for loading liver glycogen. And so it will load very quickly liver glycogen, and liver glycogen is the glycogen your body frees up to fuel you throughout the day in your normal course of activities in most cases, and also for some of your workouts as well, because the liver can hold quite a bit of glycogen. The only problem is that most people we don't know moderation in the United States, or at least not in this lifestyle, and so a lot of people tend to overconsume it. And you want to be careful. So the kind of fruit sources I tend to want to have people choose from are things like melons, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, any kind of berries, any kind of melon, any kind of watermelon, any kind of cantaloupes. Those kinds of things, and sometimes things like oranges and grapefruit and these kinds of things, because they're not nearly as dense. Once you start going to things like grapes, raisins, peaches, and these kinds of things, they're just a bit dense, and you have to really be careful with the portion size of what you get. So which is the winner? Well, fruit tends up being the winner in this case, but they all have their problems, all have their pluses and minuses. Corn syrup by far having its biggest negatives, and cane sugar having quite a few, but fruit ends up being the winner in this one.
Well, thanks for sharing, Tad. Some great information for our viewers.
Well, thanks for having me again on the show. And if anybody wants to need more information, they can go to my website, or they can find me on Facebook. tadthedietcoach.com, or my Facebook account, or I'm on Instagram, and all these other things, all these other social media networks.
Tad is everywhere. Make sure you click back soon for more great episodes here at the Diner.